Hey guys, Dusty here. I thought today I would do a little show and tell and show you what's in my swim bag. I know a lot of us triathletes are super gear obsessed, and I know when I go to the pool and I see someone new who's at the pool and they have a big swim bag, I'm always curious to know what sort of gadgets they have in there. So I thought I would show you what I use. So start with the basics, and everything I'm going to show today are things that I use almost on a daily or every time I go swimming basis, and if not, I use at least once a week. So we'll start with the most basics. I have a pull buoy, of course, and then I always have multiple swim caps just in case one breaks. And then I always have multiple goggles just in case one breaks, and just in case someone else is at the pool and they don't have a pair of goggles. Next up are hand paddles, and I have two pairs that I use all the time. So the first pair is just a small set of finger paddles from Speedo. So you can see this is a pretty small paddle, and I like using this one when I want to maintain a higher rate of tempo, a higher stroke rate. So that's when I'll throw these ones on. My next set of paddles is, I believe that they're called the Power Paddles from Speedo, and this is hands down my favorite paddle. Obviously you can't have as high of a stroke rate with this one as the last one, but it's a great tool for building swim specific strength. And make sure with all your hand paddles, they'll all come with a wrist strap. The first thing you want to do is take that off. Having that wrist strap on is just going to make the paddle stay on your hand and reinforce bad stroke mechanics if you're doing something wonky with your catch under the water. So if you're pulling under the water without the wrist strap and you're doing something incorrectly, you're going to get immediate feedback not having that wrist strap on. So don't reinforce bad stroke mechanics, take your wrist strap off your hand paddle. Next up is my most recent swim gadget, and that's the Fenice Freestyle Snorkel. So it's basically just a snorkel. It has a purge valve at the bottom and it goes directly over your head as opposed to the normal snorkels that go out the side. And it's really easy to swim freestyle while wearing this, and this has probably become my new favorite gadget. Wearing the snorkel and especially combining it with a pull buoy, I can really focus on my stroke. I don't have to worry about turning my head to breathe or kicking my feet, and I can really focus on perfecting my catch, make sure I'm finishing at the back end. And the snorkel is definitely going to continue to help me get faster in the pool and the open water. Next up, I have a pair of flippers. These are some Fenice Flippers. I'm not sure what model they are. I'll link all the products down below in the description. But I like these ones. These ones are a lot shorter than a pair of flippers that you would say take in the ocean snorkeling. And because they're shorter, you're able to maintain a higher kick rate, similar to that you would see in a race. I don't use these a whole lot. I use them at least a couple hundred meters every swim, and maybe at the most up to 500 meters. I don't do a whole lot of kick sets with my training, but I'll throw this on when I do some one-arm drill or if I want to go a bit faster than normal for specific intervals. Next up in my swim bag is a tire inner tube, and I've tied it to make a band, and I tie this around my ankles. And you can actually combine this with a pull buoy, and you can actually combine it with a pull buoy and the snorkel as well. And what this does is it obviously totally takes your kick away. So if you just throw the band on and try swimming to the other end of the pool, most of you, more than likely, by the time you get there, your legs will be totally vertical. So swimming with a band is very difficult, but it really makes you engage your core, engage your glutes, and try to keep your hips and your feet up in the water and maintaining good stroke mechanics. Alright, next up I have my wetsuit pants, and these are the Xterra Lava pants. So it's essentially made of wetsuit material, but pants only. And wearing those in the pool is like cheating. You don't have to kick, and it'll keep your hips nice and close to the surface. You get the benefits of swimming in a wetsuit without overheating because you don't have a wetsuit on the upper part of your body. I don't wear the lava pants too often. I would say once every 2 weeks maybe at the most. But for those times that I go to the pool that I'm just smashed, say I did a 6-hour ride the day before, well, I'm not going to get that much out of my swim if I don't wear those, because quite frankly I'm tired, my legs are tired, my core's tired, and my legs will be sinking. And as triathletes, that makes us a little different from pure swimmers in that we're going to the pool with that fatigue of riding and running. So if we have to use tools to stay more fresh, then so be it. So a super cool product, not something that I use all the time, but certainly helpful on those times where I'm extra tired heading to the pool. All right, last up, something that I use quite sparingly, just like the lava pants, is the Fenice tempo trainer. And this is a neat little product. It's just something that you slide inside your swim cap, and it'll give audible beeps depending on what you set it for. So say there's no pool clock and you want to do 50s leaving on 1 minute, we could just set this for 1 minute, slide it in your swim cap, and it'll beep every 1 minute letting you know when to leave for the next interval. Now where this really shines is you can actually set this as a metronome, a swimming metronome. You can try to figure out what your optimal stroke rate is and put this inside your swim cap, and it'll beep, say, every 0.75 seconds. And your goal is to try and keep up with that. So every 0.75 seconds, you want to be starting your next swim stroke. And that's it. That's the gear that's in my swim bag. Ultimately, all you really need is just a pair of trunks and some goggles. But all that gear that I showed does have its place for myself. And just make sure that you're not relying on any specific piece of equipment to help you get through a swim. And if you're interested in any of those products for yourself, I'll put some links down below in the description where you can find them. And like always, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe for more everything running, triathlon, and nutrition related.